Reed, what up, bro? You boy, work your team. I'll let you. Shout out to the Lost Boys. Y'all stay intact, all right? Peace right here in the building.
REED-BBS. BBS. El Monstruo de Mexicano. David Benavidez versus Demetrius Boo-Boo Andrade. Now, there's conflicting reports. A couple sites posted the fight was signed and sealed, all but delivered for November 24th. But there was a video interview with Jose Benavidez Sr. with Mills City Boxing, if I'm not mistaken, where he stated that fight would happen early December, 1st or 2nd weekend of December, and be on Showtime pay-per-view. Said it'll be announced pretty soon. Boxing's boogeymen's. Benavidez has had a hard time getting fights, which I will elaborate on in a sec. Andrade, since the beginning of his career, hell, when he was at junior middleweight, he had difficulty getting fights. He made overtures to Canelo for years in various weight classes and tried to get Jamal Charlo in the ring unsuccessfully as well. But it's coming to fruition. Benavidez and Andrade. When you can't get people to fight you, fight each other. That's the fucking motto. As I stated, I expect Benavidez to make boo-boo look like doo-doo. However, that feet work could get tricky. Benavidez, to me, well, not to me, he is the bigger, stronger, younger fighter. He's the fresher fighter. But he's also much slower of foot. This is the one area where Andrade has a bit of an opportunity in feet work. Now, it's strange. Benavidez, he's got pretty good hand speed, but it's like his feet, the lower half of his body belongs to someone else, because typically a fighter's hand and feet quickness will be in the same ballpark. That isn't the case with Benavidez. But I'll elaborate further on that bout stylistically as we get closer to the 1st or 2nd weekend in December when it takes place. Jaime Munguia. So the Andrade fight is happening because Benavidez unsuccessfully negotiated with Jaime Munguia. It even got so bad where Munguia won it 50-50. Team Benavidez was like, all right, bet, we'll give you 50-50. And then Munguia was like, nah, I was just playing. You know what I'm saying? I was just playing. But yeah, man, this again is coming from Benavidez's father. So take it with a grain of salt, but he is the trainer and manager of his son. And he's usually a straight shooter. All bullshit aside. WBC, they've announced they will make Canelo Alvarez finally have a mandatory WBC defense March of 2024. Now, let's give you the WBC timeline. So, Benavidez, he became the interim WBC champion in May of 22 when he stopped David Lemieux. He's been the WBC #1 contender from the time he was stripped of the title for the second time, which was in August of 2020. I mean, he's an undefeated two-time WBC champion. Again, he was stripped for the second time. The first time, it wasn't that he did cocaine. He just liked the way it smelled. And in the course of smelling it, some of it got in his system, so he got stripped. The second time, he failed to make 168 pounds. And the instant that he was stripped in August of 2020, Canelo talked the WBC into allowing him and Callum Smith, who fought December of that same year, December of 2020. Canelo talked the WBC into not only just allowing him to fight for their vacant title, but he also picked the opponent, Avni Yildirim, who Canelo eventually fought February of 2021. That date is important, February 2021, because that is literally the last time Canelo Alvarez had a WBC mandatory. More than 2 fucking years now. It's September of 2023. And finally, the WBC says, oh, hey, we're going to get around to it and make Canelo fight a WBC #1 contender in March of 2024. Hey, round of applause for that. Now, with that said, Canelo could always just fucking vacate. If and when the WBC mandates he fight Benavidez, he could always give the belt up, which I expect to happen. I don't think he wants any Benavidez smoke. If he did, he would have done it before now, because the older Benavidez gets, that much more older is Canelo. He should have done this at least a year, maybe 2 years ago, back when Benavidez was still developing and whatnot. But now, I think it's too late. I think Canelo has crossed over to that past prime part of his career, and I just don't think he beats Benavidez. And with all that said, Benavidez is saying he's got 3 fights left at 68, and then he's going to move on up to light heavyweight, moving on up like the Jeffersons. REED-BBS, BBS, Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television, Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.